Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend mom that I would cover or remove my tattoo of a man's name? For context, I, 21F, have a tattoo of my died family members' names on my shoulder. I also have other tattoos on my body, again also could be hidden by clothing. My boyfriend family has known me for a few years and I explained to his mother that I have tattoos. She was very kind about it and I had even showed her a few of them. My boyfriend, 23M, took me out to a restaurant that was near a beach. I was wearing what I would call a beach outfit, of course that means you could see my shoulders. My boyfriend took a picture of me and posted it. My shoulder tattoos were visible and you could see a few names of my family members, and next to one of them had a heart and a mushroom. The next day I had to meet up with my boyfriend and his family for dinner. During the dinner his mother asked me about the tattoos and I showed her, then proceeded to ask me to remove and or cover one of them up with makeup. I was shocked as she points at the one with the heart and mushroom next to it, as it insinuate that I might still be in love with this man, as he is the only one that doesn't have a last name next to it instead. I tried explaining that the name is of my died brother who died 4 years ago, and the heart was that I missed him, and the mushroom was also tattooed because he loved them growing up. But she kept interrupting me and even look at my boyfriend, saying that he should have dated me, seeing that I had tattoo of another man name on my body instead of his. This is where I think I might be the asshole. I had just walked out of the house immediately after she said that, saying that maybe she would know why I have another man name on my body instead of my boyfriend, since that name has more meaning than she actually thinks. After walking out I just drove to my brother's grave that is an hour away from where I live. My boyfriend had texted me throughout the time I was driving. I had just sent me my location so he wouldn't go to my parents' house looking for me. A few hours after arriving he had called me saying that he just had an argument with his mom, and I had felt like it was my fault for him having to argue with her because of me, and if my parents didn't mind to stay at my house just until his parents calmed down. It's been a week since that incident and his mom finally agreed to have a conversation with me and even agreed to have the conversation with my boyfriend in the room. I explained to her that it was my brother's name, I had it since I had turned 18, would not be covering it up with makeup or even consider removing it. I didn't show her due to the fact everyone always feels pity for me, even ask me how he died, and that is why I don't have a date under his to his name. She argued with me that telling her would have been easier and making more excuses for her actions. My boyfriend and a few of our close friends are on my side, but his family and other friends agree that I should have told her that it was a tattoo of my brother's name. So am I the asshole? Not the asshole. You did tell her as soon as she asked. Your boyfriend told her when you left. They argued about it. She had a week to process and she still wouldn't listen or give you an apology and is acting like you're in the wrong. Meanwhile, she is running a very strong campaign for the mayor of Crazy Town. It's good your boyfriend stood up for you, but honestly I would keep my distance from her from now on. Not the asshole. It's your body. If I want Goku tattooed on my forehead and my nose to be his fist, that is my God-given right, even if it is weird. No one can tell you to remove something because they don't like it, especially someone who barely knows you. Not only does yours have deep meaning, but it's obvious what it is to anyone emotionally intelligent. Which she is not. In the olden days, tattoos were considered rebellious or forbidden, especially for women. That might be why your BF's mother jumped to conclusions about your tattoos. She won't admit she's misjudged anything. She seems like a very difficult person. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Who does this woman think she is? WTF. I would be quite furious at your boyfriend for not stepping in right there and then and telling her to mind her own business. She doesn't own you. He doesn't own you, girl. It's your body. What an amount of drama. Not the asshole. Problem is that his mother gives a meaning to the name on your shoulder, and then attacks you for that meaning that she put on it herself. Try this. I am responsible for what I get on my skin, but I am not responsible for what someone else reads in it. Not the asshole. If you tried to explain and she kept interrupting. But this is all very unclear. Did you try and tell her, or not tell her because you don't like to show people? You say both things. And the title asks if you're the asshole for telling her you would cover up. And did you try to tell her but she wouldn't let you, or did you walk straight out of the house? Again, you say both things. Am I the asshole for not buying my coworkers food when they already ordered food? Okay, so I work at a pharmacy and my manager offered to order food for everyone. I declined cause I wasn't really hungry at the moment, but the more it got closer to lunch I was a little hungry and my coworkers had already got their food. So I decided to order something small for lunch, not from the same place of course, and when my food came in, my one coworker, an older lady, looked at me with a look of betrayal, saying why didn't I order them food or ask them? I was like, you guys already ordered food and I didn't want any, so I decided later I wanted one. She got snappy and said I should have offered my hard-earned money when I'm literally on a budget ATM due to having to pay medical bills from an injury, and did not want to spend $30+ in money when user an ordering app that rhymes in floorbash. My other two coworkers both looked at me with a weird look like I'm crazy for not buying them food after they ordered. Between the looks they gave me and the fact that I could afford paying for, even though it might cause me a setback in paying for my bills. Even though it's my money, I feel like the jerk kinda, even though I know I'm not. So I'm here asking, am I the asshole for ordering my own food when my coworkers already got something? Not the asshole. Why on earth would you be responsible for buying them food? Hopefully the rest of the job is better than lunchtime. So on the day your coworkers got a free lunch from management and you didn't, details in story. Coworkers then side-eye you for not purchasing them food. You personally. Okay, not the asshole, obviously they're entitled and rude. I'd simply ask directly and call them out. I'm not sure I understand why I would be responsible for buying your lunch. Can you explain that for me? I don't understand the connection. And just stare at them. Go ahead and wait quietly for them to explain. No mouth face, no mouth face, no mouth face. So 3 people all got pissy that you ordered separately then expected you to buy them food? I'll take things that never happened for 200 Alex. Info. I declined cause I wasn't really hungry at the moment, but the more it got closer to lunch I was a little hungry. I don't understand this inability to plan ahead a couple hours. Do you just not eat lunch some days? Don't you always get hungry as time goes on? Not the asshole. I'm confused on why someone would expect a coworker or anyone to buy them food, regardless of them already having food. Entitlement is strong with that one. Info. If your budget is so tight, why didn't you opt into free lunch and instead purchased one? Am I the asshole for telling my mom she can't watch my baby? For backstory, I, 33F, am pregnant with my first child. My husband, 34M, and I live in a major city where most people don't have cars, drive. We walk basically everywhere, or take the subway. My mom, whom I love, 60F, is morbidly obese. She's always been bigger, but in the past 10 years has gotten close to 400 pounds. She can't walk 2 city blocks without sitting, can't do any stairs, and can't really fly unless she buys 2 seats. She complains of pain whenever she has to carry things. We've, my sisters and I, encouraged her to go to a doctor. The doctors and specialists all said her hormones are fine, it's overeating and she needs to lose weight for health reasons. My mom sneaks snacks and doesn't eat healthy. My husband and I live in a walk-up. I'm due in June and my mom asked if she can come up and help with the baby the first few weeks. I said of course, all help is always appreciated. Then she said that she would like my husband and I to have her as childcare for a few months instead of doing daycare, which we already have enrolled in. We told her we already have a daycare but appreciate the offer and she can come visit anytime. My mother-in-law is coming for a few weeks after my mom, and we told my mom she can come right after that again if she wants and we can book her flight for her. She kept insisting, saying she would be better than a random childcare person. We told her babies are a ton of work and she can come visit, but we don't expect her to watch the baby full time. She told us we were making a major mistake not taking her up on daycare. She kept pushing it and said we'd regret not taking her up on her offer. And I finally told her I don't want her watching the baby because of her weight if there is an emergency. She can't take the baby on a walk or even get the stroller out of the house. Our nursery is on the top floor, so I don't think she could even get our baby up and down the stairs. She started crying and said I hate her because she's fat. I told her that's not true, but I have to think about in an emergency how she could help the baby, and that's my first concern. I love my mom, but I don't think she physically could handle taking our baby out or upstairs. Now she's not speaking to me, and told my sister I am embarrassed of her. She also said I prefer my mother-in-law because she's thin, something I have never brought up, and we aren't using my mother-in-law as daycare. I don't think I was mean and wasn't going to mention her weight until she pushed it, but now I think I'm the asshole because my family is divided. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Not the asshole. My fiancé and I have had this conversation as well. My mother is much older than his and has me late in her life, so she's not as physically fit or healthy. If daycare or babysitting is needed, we'll probably leave the baby with his mom or sister. My mom would only be able to take care of the baby during the first few months of the baby's life before the baby gets too fussy and heavy for her. I've talked to her about this and she understood. Also, as another person has pointed out, there might be a chance your mom is trying to move in with you. It seems that she might physically be needing help in her daily life activities if she's at the weight and having that much trouble. Does she rent or own her place? Not the asshole. Sometimes, as the saying goes, the truth hurts. Your concerns are legit and real, and babies, toddlers should have outside time and someone who can handle an emergency situation. Your mom probably just feels awful already and this stung. Hopefully this will help motivate her to want to lose weight so she can be around to watch her grandchild grow up. Sounds like you handled it honestly but gently. Not the asshole, you're focused on what's best for your baby and that's what matters most. Obviously you didn't want to hurt your mom's feelings, but what's worse, injured feelings or injured baby. Your mom is clearly in denial about her health and size. Overeating is an addiction, and your mom is displaying typical addict behavior here. Sneaking snacks, denying there's a problem, projecting, etc. You've stopped enabling her, so now in her mind you're the problem. Just like any other addiction, she has to want to help herself before you can help her. I'm sorry you're going through this during what should be an exclusively happy time. Hopefully mom comes around. Individual and family counseling could be really helpful here. Yes, it's due to her obesity. However, I'd say it's due to her mobility. Which it is. The obesity is the cause but the affect on mobility is the consequence. Not the asshole. Repeat after me. I am not responsible for any adult's feeling. Your mother is not just overweight. She is morbidly obese. She cannot provide safe care for your child. Now she is trying to guilt you with her. She hates me because I'm fat, and she's embarrassed by me. Your mother is so selfish. Ignore her drama and reconsider having her visit during your PP time. You do not need her immature guilt trips when you are navigating motherhood. Not the asshole. You are 100% right to consider everything that your baby may need, and make a plan based on reality. Your mom obviously has a poor self-image, and it sounds like she pushed until she got an answer that validated her own thoughts and feelings. Her response is unfortunate, but you weren't cruel, or willing to let her be as involved as she is able. Your priorities are where they should be. Am I the asshole for telling my F26 boyfriend, M28, that we can't see his friend on our vacation? So background. My boyfriend and I have been wanting to go to Universal after we heard about the new theme park. My birthday is coming up and he said why don't we plan something for September when it's a little cheaper and that would be your present. I said that would be great and I would even help him pay cause he's never been and I know it's still going to be expensive. Plus I wasn't expecting him to pay for the full thing. Now I never ask for anything, I never expect much. But this is a supposed birthday trip for me. I started crunching numbers right away and I was excited about the trip. I told him an estimate and what to expect when we are there. I said let's just stay on the grounds so we don't have to rent a car since the hotel offers shuttles to the park. Well, he had another thing in mind. He started to tell me a day after I started to crunch numbers and came up with one that he wanted to see his friend that I've heard him talk about all of one time and he never talks to him. Hasn't seen him in years, now he's talking about renting a car. I'm like no. If he wants to see you he can meet us at the hotel, hang out by the pool, or he can meet us at the park, he gets cheaper prices cause he lives there. Like I have no problem with you seeing him but I am not going around Orlando an area I don't know for someone I've never met or that you don't even talk about. He started talking about how we went to go see my friend in Virginia, but that was the plan to start with since her mom died, like, that was what the trip was for. He was just throwing in IGHTS, whatever's, like I never ask for anything and you have to act like this cause I tell you no or have him meet you on the grounds? I don't know, am I the asshole? Update. This guy has a car. My boyfriend is used to wanting to impress people hence why he wants to go out and rent a car and go to some fancy restaurant. He wants me there so he can show me off like he usually wants. I told him the guy can meet us, especially if the guy has a car. I only told him I don't feel comfortable going off property. This was his idea to spend 4 days at the park and then we go home. This whole friend thing was random and he spoke to the guy before he spoke to me about it. That's what mostly bothered me. Update 2. I took advice from the one saying I was in the wrong. I took a look at it. I thought it over and I spoke to him. I told him we can do something with his friend the first day we are there since the guy only really wants a day with us. I told him if he wants to pick us up and we go somewhere or even do something on City Walk that's fine. We worked it out and everything is better now. Thank you all for helping me open my eyes. Oh good, you're 1 day into planning a trip that's 5 months away and already arguing. Edit. Sorry that I didn't actually post a judgment before 1K votes, but based on that you've been admitting for months that you hate this man, and are now expecting him not to have any say in a trip that he proposed absolutely makes you the aw. You are the asshole. Info. How long is the vacation relative to how long he proposed spending with his friend? If your trip is for a few days and he wants to take up a whole day with his friend I can see that wouldn't be fair. But if you're there a week or two and he's just planning to visit him for a few hours I don't see what the issue is. You don't have to be joined at the hip. If you don't want to go then you can stay at the hotel pool, park and he can go alone. No assholes here. Why doesn't he go see his friend for a few hours while you relax, wander around the park etc. as I assume you aren't going for just 1 day. What's wrong with meeting up with your partner's old friend? Yay it's your B-day, but you are both experiencing the trip together, and it's a good opportunity to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Also, in your boyfriend's friend's defense, most people wouldn't want to reconnect with an old friend at a hotel in Universal theme park. There's not much to do unless you have an actual ticket into the theme park. And who wants to hang in a hotel? Plus, navigating around there is a nightmare. Renting a car for a day and going to meet a friend he hasn't seen in a while seems pretty reasonable to me. Sounds like you just want to make this trip all about you. Soft, you are the asshole. Compromise a little more then, he can come to us or nothing. You're an adult and you're afraid to go out into the city of Orlando? I'm not sure you two are compatible. You are the asshole. They have Ubers in Orlando. Or buses or shuttles to other cities. If this issue is the cost of renting a car, there are other options.